It's beginning to look a lot like Thanksgiving. Do you remember when Thanksgiving was all about food and naps, maybe the parade, pretending like cranberry sauce is good? Not anymore. Now it's good food, but it's also a little bit of family chaos, okay? Today I've got some Thanksgiving themed Am I the A-hole posts that are going to make you feel thankful for your family's level of dysfunction. Hi, I am Andriana, and here we like to overthink all things pop culture, feminism, politics, reality TV, you name it, I am capable of overthinking it. So if at any point you decide you like the vibe of the channel, you like my vibe, then would you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button because this is a brand new channel. I am a mom, Christmas is coming, and Legos are expensive. It's that special time of the year again when we are just speed running right into holiday season. I guess if you consider Halloween to be the start of it, then we're in it. Holiday, family, chaos. And I think they're either going to make you feel deeply seen because it's relatable, or you're going to feel deeply relieved that your family's drama doesn't quite reach the heights of some of these people's families. So I do want to give a quick disclaimer though. I am well aware, you are well aware, we are all well aware that Reddit is a place that has quite a few stories or so posts, sorry, not stories, posts that sound more like creative writing projects than nonfiction. For the sake of fun and contemplation and this video, we are going to just suspend disbelief and we are going to assume that every post is true, just in good faith. That's how we're going to do it, okay? Also, Reddit posters are very wordy people, and so I reserve the right to summarize when necessary. I will leave links to the posts down below. Am I the a-hole for not going to Thanksgiving dinner at my sister's house when she did not invite me? So this gentleman is 48 years old. He has adult children and a long-term partner. And he says that every year and every family event, like let's say Thanksgiving, he says it's inevitable that somebody is going to either text him the day before or run into him the day of, and they'll ask something along the lines of, hey, are you going to so-and-so's house for blank? And he says he always gives the same response, and that's, oh, I wasn't invited. The response is always, but we told mom to tell you. And his response is always, well, clearly she didn't. He says this happens every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every birthday, all of those things. He also says on his own birthday, even though he lives in town, like he really doesn't hear from anybody. Nobody really reaches out to him. And he says it's so bad, it's to the point that he's been labeled the black sheep, like the social black sheep, I guess antisocial black sheep of the family. And he says, quote, I never get made to actually feel like I'm supposed to be there. He even goes on to add some context that two of his sisters are even like event planners and wedding planners. So they're like professional event people. So it feels passive aggressive to him that they keep like not getting his invitation to him. So right off the bat, this hits a nerve for me. And maybe my take is a little bit different than a lot of the comments, because a lot of people in the comments were like, you just go. Like, if you know every Thanksgiving we're gonna have family dinner, you just plan to be there. And it's like, right, when you're in a normal family, that's one thing. So you have to, one, have a normal family, and two, have like a somewhat like standard normal brain as well, and normal attachment styles. So many things. It's like not everybody has all the things. Most people seem to have a lot of them, but not everybody has all of them. Do you know what I'm saying? I've lived this dynamic back in that religious community slash cult situation. Dropping lore. This was one of their like tricks or like tactics that they would use. So like the people in leadership, the pastors, they would, like, if you did anything to annoy them. So if you know, had to work, you didn't take off work for a certain event that they thought you should have, that would just be frustrating to them. And you'd think they were fine with it, but then you would stop getting like invitations to things. Just like any little thing you do that they just kind of felt was annoying or was outside their control or whatever, they wouldn't just not invite you to things. And so then you would just hear about it later and you'd be like, oh, I didn't know we were getting together. And then it was always like turned around back on you to be like, well, if you were more involved, if you were more committed, if you were more this, if you were more that, then you would have known. And you're like, wait, should I have known? I mean, my family's kind of like this too. Like, we don't just show up at each other's houses. I don't know why. That's just not the culture of the family and the house. I mean, you don't just. If you asked, "Hey, can I just show up at your house whenever I want?" I'm sure people would be like, "I mean, yeah," but we just don't do that. I just think it's kind of common for families and cults to use this emotional bait and switch. Also, it could be so many other situations. That's just my weird lived experience. It could be that he's done something to offend people, but the family doesn't know how to be grown-ups and do conflict very well. And so they're inviting him and including him, but they're making it really hard for him to actually be invited and included. And he may not know what he's done. And so again, not the a-hole, it's awkward. He could have just some sort of trauma where his attachment style, whatever it is, where he just needs that validation to know that he is wanted in that spot. Because once you've gone somewhere, just shown up, and you don't feel welcome there, that's awful. It's awful, especially when it's family. It is awful to be surrounded by your family and just feel like, I just don't belong here. You can't fully show up as yourself in a place you were never genuinely welcomed, not just invited, but genuinely welcomed into. And I also think a lot of times these situations are just, we hide bad communication, like generational bad communication inside of this package that we label family tradition. And I think that's kind of like a whole other conversation that's a gross thing in and of itself. So let's move on from this family and move on to one that's less about like exclusion and more about like glitter and oysters and stuff. So this one is titled, Am I the A-hole for banning my sister's cooking from Thanksgiving? This one is real long, so we're going to summarize. Here we go. So the poster has told her sister that she's not allowed to bring her homemade food to Thanksgiving because, quote, her cooking is ruining the meal. The poster says that every year their family does a big Thanksgiving dinner, and everyone typically brings a dish or even two. So it says we all typically bring a dish or two. They go on to say their sister, who is a lovely person in every other way, insists on cooking something homemade every time. The issue is that she's not a great cook. Apparently last year she showed up with her special recipe stuffing that was over seasoned with random spices like cinnamon and cardamom. It says it was dry and the flavors were confusing. That ain't it. That is not what you want to hear. Dry and confusing. Damn. Supposedly, only one person took one small bite and the rest went untouched. I guess another year there was a green bean casserole situation and the texture of it was off. And so later she admitted to having used coconut milk and almond flour because she wanted to, quote, experiment. I mean, she sounds fantastic. Goodness gracious. All right. So this year, the poster is hosting Thanksgiving. So they're responsible for putting it all together. And they want to keep the menu consistent so that people can actually enjoy a cohesive meal. Oh gosh. Listen, it says, I thought I'd avoid drama by asking her to bring non-food items instead, like wine, soda, even some flowers. She said she didn't take it well. You thought she would? Sister is offended, calling her controlling, saying she's getting shut out of the gathering. Her feelings are really hurt. Oh my gosh. The poster goes on to say, I told her that everyone appreciates her effort, but that she could contribute in other ways and still be a part of it. This is like something I say to my 5-year-old when I'm in a hurry and I just really want to make whatever the dish is, but he insists on helping me. And I'm like, well, we can find you something that you're good, that you can do. So sister doubled down. She says she's bringing her famous green bean casserole, whether the poster likes it or not. Sorry if you can hear traffic outside. So if you're wondering, what's the family have to say about this? Because this seems crazy to me, but what's the family have to say? So apparently mom and a couple other family members have chimed in and they're saying just let her bring whatever she wants. It's Thanksgiving. Literally, period. End of the story. Why is there any more? She says they're acting like I'm committing some huge offense by wanting the food to be enjoyable for everyone and not have a random experimental dish that no one will eat. We have two very different sisters here, and one of them is invited to my gatherings, and one of them, I don't know yet. I'm gonna need more data. Because right now I don't think so. Because you are absolutely being controlling. I get that it's at your house this year, but your family made this weird tradition where everybody brings a dish and everybody gets to contribute. That's the tradition. It seems like the houses rotate unless all of a sudden you're just ending that tradition, in which case no one seems to have talked to your sister about it. Seems like a rug pull on your sister, but your family's backed yourselves into this corner where this is your tradition, this is your culture, this is what your family does. Thanksgiving is sacred to me. Sacred. I don't love stepping into other families' Thanksgiving culture. It's just like, that sounds awful, But the point is, my family doesn't have traditions like this. If we did, that would be different. Yours has this. So for you to just demote your sister from sibling to random guest that gets to bring napkins is rude. It's rude. So then we have an update, because of course we do. Quite the author. Here we go. The sister went and started a family group chat without the poster, and someone within that family group chat is a spy? They're going and telling the poster details that the sister doesn't want the poster to have. And so now we've got a mysterious shopping list that involved edible glitter and maybe even oysters. The sister has now started talking about a Thanksgiving trio experience. It's now 3 courses, what she's preparing. She's also like DIY'd her own little place settings and like menu cards. And the poster is panicking. Panicked! So half the family thinks that that the poster is overreacting, and the other half is just like confused. They just seem like really confused. She wants to know what she should do. You should do nothing. No one is. Do nothing. The sister is welcome at any of my get togethers. I think she sounds like a really good time. I am not going to eat a single thing she brings because I am a picky eater and a grown up. But I mean, she sounds like a great time. I'm going to cheer her on. Her presentation sounds fantastic. Reddit seems to have really disagreed with my take on this one. I think that the poster sounds like a controlling lunatic, and I think that the sister sounds like a eccentric, interesting show to watch. If the family tradition is everyone gets to contribute, then you don't get to all of a sudden say, sorry, you don't get to contribute because you're not very good at it. That's rude. I guess you can say that. You can say that. And then she can crash out and do this. So, you know, fuck around and find out. But I would invite Glitter Casserole Girl to any of my things. This seems like harmless chaos to me. But some people are saying that, like, she's like a villain, that like the host, this is about control and the sister's clearly trying to take control of the situation. Well, yeah. I'm not saying that's not the question though. We're not talking about whether or not the sister's being an asshole. We're talking about whether or not the poster's being an asshole, and the poster was an asshole. The poster is not the host. They're hosting the family tradition. Anyways, let's move on from culinary warfare back into some fun family dysfunction, a lack of boundaries, if you will. So for this family, I mean, this family's Thanksgiving is a case study in boundary issues. Toxic mother-in-laws, mama's boy syndrome. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do it. So this one is called, Am I the Asshole for Leaving My Family Without a Turkey After My Mom Criticized My Fiance and Said that she wouldn't be a good wife and mother? Advice needed. Oh gosh. All right, so our poster, he is 29 years old. He just got engaged to Julia. He's very excited, but he also mentions that he's always been very close to his mom. That sentence is like, it's like a red flag and a green flag at the same time, and you have to, but not at the same time. Like, you really have to have the discernment to know the difference. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, it's a green flag in that you can tell a lot about a man or a person in the way that they treat their mom. You can't tell everything because context matters. But I mean, when we're just looking for flags, you can tell a lot. But it's a red flag. I don't know. When I hear a man say, I've always been close to my mom, I'm like, oh shit. Wait, so the full sentence is, I've always been close to my mom, but sadly, Julia has never been her cup of tea. Okay. So basically, Julia is career oriented. So she's career girl. She's giving girl boss. She's giving corporate ladder. She's giving ambition. As far as like domestic goddess, she's just not into that aesthetic. And that's fine. We love that for Julia. The mother, on the other hand, prides herself in being a, quote, great cook and having a perfect house. So the mom is giving domestic goddess, but with one of those snooty attitudes that everybody else should also want to be a domestic goddess. Not everybody wants. There are different types of goddesses, ma'am. Julia, being a decent person, called ahead and asked the mom if there was anything that her and the poster could bring to Thanksgiving since they were going there for the day. And the mom asked Julia, if she could bring the turkey. The turkey. Who asks someone to bring the turkey? The main staple that the tradition is like built around, like the whole thing is the bird. Is the turkey. That's the main thing. That's crazy. I mean, she might as well have like asked her, "Hey, can you come help me conduct this choir cuz I'm feeling kind of tired today, or this orchestra." And turkeys are so heavy too, and they take hours. You're asking someone to do hours of work and then carry this heavy ass dish. Julia was even forthcoming, and she told her she was worried about ruining the meal. Like, she's very open about the fact that she just doesn't do this sort of thing. She doesn't cook, so she doesn't know how to cook a turkey. Cooking a turkey is like a whole thing. Like, I love cooking a turkey. That's like a whole thing. From frozen bird to carved on a plate, that's a whole process. That's like a whole process that we work at year after year to craft and perfect. And then to just be like, you're making the turkey this year. That's crazy. Julia's really stressed out, and she has like a lot going on at work. It's really busy. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the holiday season. Like, it's a busy time. Fourth quarter. There's so many reasons why she could be so busy right now. And she doesn't have time to learn how to cook a turkey and cook a turkey. So she decides, like, work smarter, not harder. She just picks up a cooked turkey from Whole Foods. So she's proud of herself that she still gets to contribute, and she doesn't have to deal with all this stress. She gets there, and guess what? Mom loses her shit, as mothers like this tend to do. Gosh, the poster says that the mom then spent like the next hour whispering with her sisters. Oh my gosh, so immature. Gosh, so of course mom drops that, "I don't think this girl is right for you." And now the poster is fuming. So the poster's tells mom that Julie is amazing and her lack of cooking skills is not an issue for him in the slightest. And so then he puts his foot down and says, if you're not going to respect her, then that's fine, we're leaving. And so he snatches the turkey. They don't want it anyways. He snatches his turkey and they leave. They were both feeling really devastated about how everything went. They said a little bit of time goes by and the sister calls because there's always someone in the family that's going to come. She says that they ruined Thanksgiving by leaving and taking the turkey. The sister insisted that it was a misunderstanding and that cooking means a lot to our mom because it's how she expresses love. She interpreted the lack of effort as Julia not making an effort to bond and assimilate with the family. My sister is asking me to apologize, but I feel like we're the ones who are owed an apology. Am I the a-hole? Well, obviously no. I would have taken the turkey too, or I would have found some way to like deface it. Would have carried it out to the garage, spray painted it pink, and then thrown it at the front door. But that's just how I crash out. Honestly, I think a store-bought turkey was the most considerate thing she could do, because listen, I don't know if it's just because post-COVID culture, it's different now. It's just changed at least my brain. I don't know. I'm just not as into eating food that you've just prepared in a kitchen I've not seen. I don't know how clean it is. I don't know when you've washed your hands. I don't know what temperature things have been kept at. I don't know how you transported this. You know what I'm saying? Like, to know that you just like went to Whole Foods, you picked up this turkey, you brought it here, it's probably sealed. That just feels a little bit more secure to me. She did him a favor. And then, of course, the sister calling, classic family appeasement. So this is when the person calls to smooth things over, to guilt trip you, and to sacrifice the feelings of, guess who? The one who simply made a boundary. That's the person who is usually now the villain. The mother ruined Thanksgiving the moment she set up her son and her son's fiance and turned Thanksgiving into some weird future wife performance competition. That's when Thanksgiving got ruined. There's just something about the mother-in-law archetype. Maybe I'll do a whole video, like deep dive on the archetype in media, because it just seems so strong. The pull of it just seems so strong. It brings out the chaos in just so many women. What is happening? And I have sons, so I'm already like praying, like, please don't let me become one of these lunatics. And then they'll tell you, oh, you just wait. I really hope not. I really, really hope not. I hope I don't become like this. Like, I would like to live in harmony with my children's spouses should they choose to acquire them. I don't want to live in some weird competition where I have to prove I know them better, or I knew them first, or I love them more, or ugh. I don't care. You probably do know them better. You do. What do you mean probably? I don't live with them. They've been out of my house forever. I don't know. So yeah, good on them for leaving. Good on you for taking the turkey. Take your turkey, take your piece, and tell mom where she can shove her bad attitude. Stop, 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 stop. I'm trying to do stuff. Stop. Can you go? So that's it. That was our Thanksgiving therapy circle. Whenever you're seeing this, no, you're not alone. Everybody's family's got a little wacky in it. I don't know. No. And also, just remember that if your family chaos feels like a lot lately, ooh, there's a cat and she is just ticking me the hell off. Just remind yourself that somewhere out there, there's a man still waiting for his invitation, and there is a whole family staring into a 13 by 9 casserole dish of glitter sweet potatoes. You know? That makes it a little better. And if this week has left you feeling a little fried, and not just like turkey fried, but like that bone deep, like I am just drained, like all the life and joy and meaning has just been sucked out of me this week, well, I have something that is perfect for you. It's called the 3-Day Rest Reset Challenge. It's just a little guide that I put together. It's a 3-day challenge. It walks you through 3 simple habits. It walks you through 3 simple habits each day, stacking on each one, to help build a little self-care routine that's just for you, that helps you stay connected to your own values and your purpose and the things that you care about that are moving you forward. We don't have time for burnout. We have got to start chasing those dreams and our passions and all those things, and we can't do that unless we learn how to rest. So that is my purpose here, is to teach you how to rest. So if you want that guide, it is free. You can grab it at the link down below. It's totally free. Just tell me where to send it. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you enjoyed my personality or the vibe of the channel, then would you please also hit the subscribe button. If you haven't noticed, this is a brand new channel. I am trying to get to the big old goal of 1,000 subscribers by Christmas, okay? I am a busy mom trying to start something fun, and also Legos are expensive. So if you could help me out, if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. That's all that I have for you today. I hope that your holiday season is filled with joy and wonder, and I also think that you should take a moment to go have a nap. You deserve it.